Official: Raheem Sterling is moving to a new club, and there is a real fire in London. Tottenham has dismissed Thomas Frank, having paid a record compensation, and Roberto De Zerbi is already packing his bags for Hotspur Stadium. Mohamed Salah is negotiating with the Saudis, and Robert Lewandowski has received a shocking offer from the MLS. More on all of this right now. The English Football Association has officially confirmed its bet on stability. Thomas Tuchel has signed a new agreement and will remain in the position of head coach of the Three Lions until June 2028. The announcement was made just before the Nations League draw, removing all questions regarding the German specialist's future. Tuchel himself does not hide his excitement. "I am very happy and proud to continue my time with England. It is no secret to anyone that I have loved every minute so far of working with my players and coaches, and I cannot wait to lead them to the World Cup." The German is full of enthusiasm and plans to lead the team not only at the upcoming World Cup, but also at the home Euro 2028. Tuchel has made it clear that his mission in England is not limited to one cycle, and he is aimed at winning trophies in the next 4 years. This decision puts an end to any rumors regarding a possible change of coach after the summer tournament. This is a mandate to create a football dynasty. The English Association has finally realized that to win big tournaments, they need not just a coach, but a systemic winner. This contract gives Tuchel colossal power and time. First, to conquer the world in 2026, and then to consolidate success at the home Euro. Now the players have no doubts they are working with a person who came not just to try, but to actually bring football home. Tottenham has officially plunged into a state of freefall. The club's management has finally ended the misery of Thomas Frank, dismissing him after only 8 months of work. The last straw overflowed the cup of patience on Tuesday evening, when the Spurs disgraced themselves at home against Newcastle, losing with a score of 2-1 to the accompaniment of the indignant whistling of their own stands. The situation is critical. With 13 rounds left until the finish, Tottenham is dangling in 16th place in the table, having only a 5-point advantage over the relegation zone. The air literally smells of disaster, as the North London derby against Arsenal, scheduled for February 22nd, is ahead. This resignation hits not only the reputation, but also the club's wallet. In addition to the fact that £6,700,000 had already been paid for Frank's transfer from Brentford, now Tottenham will have to pay a staggering compensation. Since the Dane's contract was designed for 3 years, with a total amount of £24 million, the termination of the agreement could cost the Spurs up to £18 million. This is a huge financial blow, especially when compared to the $5 million that 𝗕𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗞𝗡𝗚 received last year. The main favorite for the role of fireman has become Roberto De Zerbi. Ironically, the Italian left Marseille just yesterday and is now ready for an immediate return to the Premier League. Although De Zerbi was previously associated with Manchester United, he is now seriously considering the possibility of heading Tottenham until the end of the season. On the horizon, the figure of Mauricio Pochettino also looms, who is not against returning to London, but only after the completion of the World Cup, where he heads the United States national team. However, the Spurs need reinforcement as early as tomorrow, otherwise they risk starting the next season in the second division. Frank's dismissal was inevitable. He looked like the worst coach in the modern history of the club. If De Zerbi does not get his passport and fly to London in the coming hours, then the derby with Arsenal could turn into a public execution. Another loud change on the coaching bridge in the Premier League. Sean Dyche has been officially dismissed from the position of head coach of Nottingham Forest. The club's management made the decision to terminate the cooperation immediately, although the specialist spent only 4 months in his position. Such a step by the Forest bosses indicates a determination to change the team's playing model and improve its tournament position without waiting for the end of the season. According to The Athletic, former Wolves manager Vitor Pereira is the main candidate to replace Sean Dyche. John Stones seems to be preparing for a change of club registration already this summer. It is expected that the 31-year-old defender will leave Manchester City after the expiration of his contract. Despite the status of one of Pep Guardiola's favorites and a key role in winning numerous trophies, the club is currently in no hurry to offer the veteran a new deal. The greatest interest in the Englishman is shown by Bayern Munich. The key figures in a possible deal are called Stones' former teammate Vincent Kompany, who now heads the German giant, and his national team captain Harry Kane. It is expected that this duo will try to convince the defender to choose the Bundesliga. However, the fight for the experienced player promises to be fierce. Italian AC Milan and Madrid's Atletico are also closely monitoring the situation and are ready to enter into negotiations as soon as Stones receives free agent status. Bayern Munich and London's Chelsea are preparing for a serious confrontation on the transfer market. The main goal of both giants has become the 23-year-old Brighton goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen. The Munich team sees the Dutchman as the ideal successor to the legendary Manuel Neuer, and Bayern head coach Vincent Kompany personally insists on the transfer, as he knows the player's capabilities well from the time of their joint work at Anderlecht. However, Chelsea is not going to give up. The Londoners are ready to enter into direct competition with the Germans and fully satisfy the financial appetites of Brighton by paying £50 million for the goalkeeper. The sporting directorate of the Blues is convinced that Verbruggen will be able to solve the club's goalkeeper problem for many years. Considering that Brighton knows how to squeeze the maximum out of the sale of its stars, the amount of £50 million may be only the starting point in these negotiations. Verbruggen now looks like the golden share of the goalkeeper market. For Bayern, it is a matter of a change of eras. And for Chelsea, it is another attempt to find stability by buying an already proven asset from Brighton. The only question is whether Bart himself will want to move to the Bundesliga to a familiar coach, or choose the path of a mega contract in London. The future of Mohamed Salah at Liverpool has never been so murky. According to 𝗕𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗞𝗡𝗚, the Egyptian's agent has already started official negotiations with the club Ittihad. This time, the 33-year-old forward is much more serious than last year. The main reason is called Salah's deep disappointment with the treatment of him at the club, which worsened back in December. Despite the fact that Mo's contract with the Reds is valid until 2027, Liverpool is ready to consider the offer to receive substantial funds for its veteran. Al-Ittihad desperately needs new stars after Karim Benzema and N'Golo Kanté left the team in January, and Fabinho's contract expires in the summer. In addition, team leader Moussa Diaby is currently actively negotiating with Milan's Inter, so Salah should become that very new face of the Arabian project. It seems Mo feels that he gave Liverpool everything he could. At 33 years old, such a mega contract in Saudi Arabia looks like the perfect pension for a legend. For Liverpool, it is also a chance to get big money and finally start a complete rebuild of the attack under the leadership of Xabi Alonso. For now, Arne Slot. If Salah leaves, it will be the end of a great story, but the beginning of a new era. A true sensation has emerged from the Netherlands. Raheem Sterling is officially moving to Feyenoord. After terminating his contract with Chelsea, the former England winger joins the Rotterdam club as a free agent. The deal is fully agreed, and Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the move with his signature, "Here we go." For the 31-year-old player, this is a chance to completely restart his career after a difficult period in London. The choice of the Eredivisie is unexpected, but Feyenoord secures a player with immense Premier League and Champions League experience for absolutely zero cost. Sterling is determined to prove that he can still perform at the highest level of European football. This is one of the strangest yet most fascinating transfers of the winter window. Sterling in the Eredivisie is like seeing a supercar in the countryside. It looks impressive, but you wonder how it will handle the local roads. For Feyenoord, this is a massive marketing and sporting boost, while for Raheem, it is an opportunity to be the main star again, without the pressure of Chelsea's chaotic price tags. The world of football was shaken by sensational news from across the ocean. Chicago Fire is making a bold move to lure Robert Lewandowski to the United States. The American club has already put forward its first official offer, and negotiations are currently in an active phase. The Polish bomber is offered a 2-year contract with a truly star salary. The management of Chicago Fire seeks not just to strengthen the squad, but to stage a real revolution in the MLS, making Lewandowski's arrival the main event of the summer. After the success of Lionel Messi in Miami, American clubs are hunting for legends of European football with doubled strength. For Robert, this is a chance to become the new face of the league and get a cosmic contract at the sunset of his outstanding career. This looks like the beginning of the end of the Lewandowski era in Europe. Barcelona, considering the interest in Julian Alvarez, may well agree to this transfer to unburden the wage bill. For Robert himself, moving to Chicago, where one of the largest Polish diasporas in the world lives, will be an ideal step. MLS continues to collect icons, and Lewandowski is the ideal candidate for the next loud headline. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Wishing you happiness, health, and great football.